Hello students, welcome to Nagesh Karsgi Orchid School. Myself Snehal Mane, teaching you science for grade 6. In the previous classes we have completed 5 lessons, 5 to 6 lessons we have completed. Now in this session today we are going to start a new lesson, that is lesson number 7, getting to know plants. So in this lesson we are going to learn more about the plants. Students, you know plants are very useful for us as they give us food. Yes, besides food they also provides us oxygen. Yeah, not only to us, to all the other living organisms also. So in this way we are going to study more about the plants, types of plants, and then the parts of plants in detail in this lesson. So let us start the lesson, that is getting to know plants. In this lesson we are going to study about plants, stem, leaves, roots, flowers, and then we are going to summarize. These are all the parts of plant, that is stem, leaves, roots and flowers. As we know, hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, people used to live in the surrounding of plants. People used to live in the surrounding of plants. Now also for a change people go and live in the surrounding of plants. So plants play a very important and essential role in our life. Plants are of different kinds. Plants of different colors, shapes, sizes and uses we have about plants. You can see here, observe the plants in your school garden or a nearby park. Are they of the same kind? Can you see these images of plants? Are they of same kind? No, you find that all the plants are different. Some are big, while some have big red flowers, while some have small purple flowers, and some are like herbs and shrubs, right? So plants may be of different sizes. Some have big leaves, but some have small leaves. Some have blue flowers, others have red flowers, and there may be some that have none, means the flowers, some are non-flowering plants, they do not produce the flowers. When you closely observe the plants, you find differences in their stems, roots, leaves and branching pattern and so on. You can see this is having a big trunk, these are having the small branches. Yeah, for every plant there are different kinds of stems, roots, leaves and patterns of branches. So in this lesson we are going to see about that. On the basis of size and the nature of stem, most plants are classified into 3 categories. Those are herbs, shrubs and trees. Each category has different characteristics. You know, plants can prepare their own food. They can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis and are the source of food for other organisms. So plants can prepare their own food in the presence of air, water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and they also require chlorophyll, which is the green color pigment present in the leaves. So in this way plants can prepare their own food and the process is known as photosynthesis. Types of plants, as we have just seen that on the basis of size and the nature of stems, most plants are classified into 3 main categories. Those are herbs, shrubs and trees. Types of plants are herbs, shrubs and trees. Each category has different characteristics. Let us see one by one. Herbs. Herbs are small plants with green and tender stem. These are the small plants which have green stem, and those are very tender, means delicate. They live for one season only. They cannot live for many seasons. They can live for one season only. Examples are grass, crop plants and seasonal vegetables and flowering plants which come out every year, bear flowers and seeds and die are herbs. So, there are different types of herbs which grow for only one season. They mostly grow for only one season. Example of herb is a tomato plant. Let us see about shrubs. Shrubs are medium sized bushy plants. These are bushy plants. These are not too big and not too small. These are bushy plants. These plants live for many years. These plants live for many years. In shrubs, branches arise from the base of the stem. Branches arise from the base of the stem. You can see here the branches arises from the base of the stem. This plant live for many years and the branches arise from the base of the stem. Examples are rose, China rose, henna, that is mehndi, are shrubs, are the example of shrubs. And rose plant is also again a example of shrub. Next type of plant is trees. Trees are tall plants with a trunk which is having a big trunk. You can see here the trees are the plants which is having a big trunk and all the trees are big in size. Branches and leaves are borne on the upper part of the trunk. So, after the trunk there are big branches which are on the upper part of the plant or trunk. Mango, neem tree, coconut tree, palm tree, banana, papaya are some common examples of trees. So, mainly the plants, types of plants are divided into three. So, those are herbs, shrubs and trees. So, these have different characteristics. We find different plants around us. These are grouped according to their size and the lifespan of the plants. As herbs live for one season only, shrubs live for many years and trees live also for more years than shrubs. So, herbs are having green stem, shrubs are having small wooden stem and trees are having a very big trunk. Yeah. So, herbs are small in size, shrubs are not too big and not too small and trees are very big in size. So, these are the categories of plants where it is divided according to its size and shapes. You can also see weak plants. Besides this, there are a category of plants which are called as creepers and climbers, which are called as creepers and climbers. Those are called as weak plants. It does not mean it cannot grow, it means which is having a very weak stem, which is having a weak stem. Let us see about that. Creepers and climbers are plants with weak stem. They creep along the ground or climb a support. So, by the name creeper, it means it creeps along the ground, means it grows on the ground, and climber means it climbs on a wall or any supporting. Okay. So, these are the two different kinds of plants, those are creepers and climbers. Creepers and climbers are plants with weak stem. They creep along the ground or climb a support. Like pumpkin is a common creeper. Money plant, grapevine, beans are common climbers. Some climbers are bean and pea are also herbs. They live for only one season. Grapevine live for many years. Hence, the lifespan of creepers and climbers can be short, 1 year, or long, many years. Okay. These creepers and climbers, in some plants it may grow only for 1 year or it may grow as long as for many years. Some creep along the ground are called as creepers, and some plants climb to any support are called as climbers. So, you can see here the difference between the creepers and climbers. Creepers have a stem is thin, delicate and weak. Delicate, it means if we hold it very hardly, what happens to it? It can cut. In the same way, climbers have long and flexible stem which coils easily. Climbers have long and flexible stem which coils easily. Creepers grow prostrate on ground. Creepers grow prostrate on ground. It means it cannot climb, as the stem is thin and delicate, it grows on ground. It grows on ground. Climbers take the support of nearby object. Take the support of nearby object. It means you can take the example of money plant. If we grow a money plant in a pot, to give the support to it, we can attach or fix a small bamboo over it. So, with the help of bamboo, it can climb over that bamboo. So, climbers takes the support of nearby objects and grow. Creepers, example of creepers are pumpkin, grass, melon, etc. Example of creepers are pumpkin, grass, melon, etc. And example of climbers, money plant, peas, jasmine, etc. Now, we are going to see about parts of plant. Before that, we will see a video.
The plants are the only living organisms on earth that can prepare their own food. They prepare their food by the process of photosynthesis. All other organisms on earth depend on the plant and their products for the survival. Plant is mainly divided into root, stem and leaves. Root is the underground part of the plant which grows vertically down in the soil. Root has root hair which helps in the absorption of water and minerals. They also help in holding the plant to the soil. Stem is the main axis of the shoot system of plants. It is green due to presence of chlorophyll pigment. It consists of nodes and internodes. The nodes are the points in the stem from where the leaves arise. Stem helps in carrying water and minerals from roots to leaves. They also help in carrying minerals from leaves to other parts of the plant. Leaf is the part of the plant where the formation of food takes place by the process of photosynthesis. Leaf consists of petiole and lamina. Petiole is the small stalk by which the leaf is attached to the stem. Lamina is the broad, flat and thin part consisting of veins and veinlets.
So, now we have seen a video which is regarding the parts of a plant. We will see in detail about the parts of a plant. You can see the part which is below the ground and the part which we cannot see is called as root, and the part which is above the ground and which we can see is called as shoot. Okay, root, and this is the upper part is called shoot, and the down part which is below the ground is called as root. So, the colorful part of the plant is called as flower. The green color on the plant is called as leaf, and this is the stem, or we can call it as also branch. We see only the part of the plant which is above the ground. This part of the plant is called shoot. Shoot is the aerial part of a plant and it grows above the ground. A plant is fixed to the soil with the help of its root. The root is underground part of a plant. The root is underground part of a plant. The flowering plant has two main parts, underground part which is known as the root system, and the aerial part, which means the upper part, which is known as the shoot system. Okay, so these are the main parts of a plant. Now we are going to see about the each part one by one in detail. Stem. You can see here, this is the stem, this is the stem. You can see this is the stem, this is the leaf, the colored part is called flower, and this is the fruit. This is the fruit. Main aerial part of shoot, this is the main aerial part of the shoot. It bears plant parts like leaves, fruits, flowers and buds. It bears plant parts like leaves, fruits, flowers and buds. The stem is green in color due to the presence of the pigment called chlorophyll. This stem is green in color because it contains a pigment called chlorophyll. It always grows towards the light. It always grows towards the light. Plants have different parts. Each of these perform a specific job. It means it has a specific function. The two main parts of the plant, as we seen, were root and shoot system. The part of the plant that grows mainly under the ground forms root, and the part which is above is called as shoot system. Now we have just seen about stem. Let us see the function of stem. See, this is the stem which is green in color, and in some parts it may be brown in color also. It helps in carrying absorbed water and minerals from roots to other parts of plant by upward movement. Okay, what is the function of stem? This stem carries the absorbed water and minerals from roots. As we pour the water for plants on the mud, so the nutrients or the water and minerals are absorbed from the mud, and it is carried by the stem to the different parts of the plant. It is carried with the help of stem with the different parts of the plant. So main function of stem is to carry the water and minerals from roots to other parts of the plant by a movement which is called as upward movement, by upward movement. Then the next function is food manufactured by leaves travels downward to roots by stem. Now see, where the food is prepared in the leaves with the help of the process called photosynthesis in the presence of air, water, sunlight, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. So the food is prepared in the leaves, and then food is taken by all parts of the plant with the help of stem by downward to roots by stem. Okay, food manufactured by leaves, leaves manufactured the food and it travels downwards to all parts of the plant. So these are the two main functions of the stem. The plant, a question for you, try to answer it. The plant with weak stem which are unable to stand erect are called, which are those? The plant with weak stem. Now we have two weak stem, that is creeper and climber, but climber when we give the support it can grow along to support, but which is the plant then unable to stand erect, whether it is creeper or shrubs or climbers? Can you answer? Yes, the answer is creeper. Creeper is a plant with thin, weak and delicate stem. These plants can't grow erect without support and may grow prostrate on ground, means it just grow on ground anyway, or may get buried in the top soil. Some of the examples are pumpkin, grass, melon, etc. Another type of weak plants is climber, which have a slender branches and can easily climb a support. Okay. So, the answer for the question which was asked is creeper. Now, we are going to see about leaves. Okay. You know, leaves are of different shapes and sizes and of different colors. Some may be yellowish green, some may be dark green, light green. There are different shades of green. So, green color in the leaves is due to the pigment, that is chlorophyll in the leaf. So, you can see these the lines which are gone horizontally, vertically, those lines are called as veins. Those are called as vein, and the middle line which is attached to this petiole is midrib. The small stalk which is known as petiole, and this is the lamina. Okay. So, these are the parts of leaf. This is called as vein, which carries the water and minerals to all parts or to the all corners of this leaf, and then the middle small line which is thick is called as midrib, and this is the lamina, and this is the petiole. So, flat green and broad part of shoot located on the stem. This is the part of the flat green broad part of shoot which is located on the stem. Growth stops on attaining full size. As the leaf is grown fully, then the growth of the leaf stops. It consists of petiole, lamina, midrib and veins. As just now we have seen, these are the parts of a leaf. Venation. Before that we will, venation. Veins are the lines visible on the leaf or lamina, which is flat, thin and broadcast part of the leaf, which is the broad part of the leaf, and these are the lines which are visible on the leaf. On any type of leaf there are veins. Okay. So, these are the present on the leaf. They usually contain vascular tissues which carry water and food. These are the vascular tissues which carry water and food to corners of each and every part of the plant, which are known as veins. So, this venation is of two types. Mainly, what is the function of vein? Is to carry food and water to all parts of the plants. As you know students, that in our body there are some arteries and veins which carries blood. In the same way, there are some veins which carries water and food to all parts of the plant. So, there are two types of venation, that is, first one is reticulate venation and the second one is parallel venation. First one is reticulate venation and second one is parallel venation. See, you can see this leaf. The veins arranged in the form of a network is called as reticulate venation. Examples are mango, people, etc. You can see students, as basically you if you see a leaf, it has a middle midrib. After this midrib, these are a network like veins. See, this is the midrib and these are all the veins are attached to this midrib. This type of venation is known as reticulate venation, which is in the form of a network. See, this is the midrib, this is the vein, and this vein is again divided into several small veins, right. So, this type of network where veins are arranged to form a network, this type of venation is called as reticulate venation. Venation means the formation of veins on a leaf. Venation means the formation of veins on a leaf. So, where the veins, where they are in the form of this type of network, those are called as reticulate venation. Those are called as reticulate venation. Examples of these type of leaves are mango, peepal, etc. Mango tree and peepal tree have this type of reticulate venation. Parallel venation. Veins are arranged parallel to each other. Examples wheat, maize, etc. You can see here students in this image the leaf. You can see this leaf which is again in green color, which is having chlorophyll, but the network you can see is not such a network. It is all the lines, all the veins are arranged parallel. All the veins are arranged parallel to each other. So, examples of this type of parallel venation are wheat, maize, etc. Example of this type of parallel venations are wheat, maize, etc. Parallel venation means the veins are arranged parallel to each other. The veins are arranged parallel to each other. Functions of leaves. As you know, leaves contain a pigment called chlorophyll, so it mainly prepares food for the plant. Leaves make food by the process of photosynthesis. Leaves make food by the process of photosynthesis using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and a green colored pigment So, the main function of leaves is to prepare food by the process called photosynthesis. Transpiration in plants. Now, to see the transpiration in plants, we have to perform an activity. For this, you require a pot with few leaves, and you require the water and then a polythene bag or a plastic bag. You have to water this plant. See, you have to first water this plant, and after watering it, you have to take the polythene bag and cover it. What happens here? After some time, we can observe that tiny water droplets on the polythene bag. This happens due to loss of water. And this is due to transpiration. So, this is the activity which you can see by doing at your home. You have to take a pot, you have to water it and cover with a polythene bag, and then after some time you can observe the tiny droplets of water on the polythene bag. So, this is the loss of water, and this process is known as transpiration. So, students, till now we have seen the different types of plants and parts of plants. There are few more parts of plants to be studied in detail. So, let us see that in next class. Till that time, you can read the questions and do the activity. Thank you, students.